Hey everybody, I know you always hate when I ask this, but let's get everybody to come up. I like everybody close. We've got lots of room. I asked it. Oh, come on, we can come closer than that. Got all this room right here.
Don't stand in front of the camera.
That's too much.
Watch out for the camera.
Denise, I asked Denise to update a slide or two on the deck. She's going to bring that forward and we're going to plug it in. So thanks for being on time. I know we're running a couple minutes late, but we've got some important things we want to talk about here. Let's see.
Chris, can you fill us in on the vacay?
On the vacay? Yeah. Well, I didn't crash my motorcycle this time, so that was a good vacation.
That's good.
Yeah, I got away.
Have you done that before? You crashed before?
Yeah.
Really?
Put it down.
Holy cow.
Was riding up in the Smoky Mountains of North Carolina and on a place called Deals Gap. Anybody ever heard of Deals Gap?
Devil's Gap?
Deals Gap.
Deals.
It's called the Dragon's Tail. There's this place that riders from all over the world go to ride. It's just this stretch of highway that was built. All the roads happen to be cambered. There's 318 corners and 11 miles. And there's this biker resort. People just come from all over the world. There's crotch rockets to cruisers to scooters. Matt might be there with a scooter one day. People showing up in exotic cars.
How many people have never ridden a motorcycle before? I've never ridden one. I need to get out. Is it really that, like...
It's very exhilarating.
I've got a scooter you can borrow.
I haven't even done that. I haven't even played the arcade game.
You need to get out more.
Well, I'd say I'd take you for a ride, but that might be strange. Yeah. Who knows my son Taylor, my 6'5"? I took him for a ride around my block. It was hysterical. We were like pulling wheelies the whole way. So
I nearly got dumped off a bike doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, going down 41. No, I was going down 41, riding with a friend of mine. He hit the gas too hard at a light. The light turned green. He hit the gas too hard, and the whole bike went like this. And I'm on the back of the bike, and went. You know, fortunately, he got off the gas, and we dropped back down and went, but nearly dumped the thing.
Oh, come on.
Did you just admit to going to take that on the bike?
You go with him though. That would be.
Couldn't leave Chris alone on it, you know. He at least took his son.
At least took my son, you know. Well, Denise is setting that up. Matt, why don't you give us an update on the Ultisource conference that we had this weekend?
Yeah, so we had, I believe it was our 4th Ultisource conference, and by that we had new vendors who were going to cover our new coverage area come down. They came from far and wide. This one was on the West Coast, so we had people come down from Ocala and came up from Sarasota. It's what we're trying to do, and what Gail and Misty have done. They've done a fantastic job really plugging the gaps of vendors and areas that we don't cover, but we will be covering in the very near future for Ultisource, given the new volume that we're going to get, which is trickling in. It's slowed down, but it's going to come in. So it's very exciting, and it was a great meeting. Everybody was listening. They were there on time, which is amazing, right? And it went very, very well. Very well. So it's very exciting adding new vendors, and some of the vendors have done Ultisource work before, which was great. They've done some Freddy and some Fanny work as well, so they're definitely experienced. So thank you to Gail and George, who were both there, and Omar for turning up. Omar did a good speech on the Proven app, so it was very, very good. Very, very good.
Omar, you did the Proven this time?
Yeah.
All right. How many people were there?
We had, how many, Gail? 21 people.
Congratulations to Gail for driving all those folks in.
Yeah. Thank you. Is Dewana here today? Thank you to Dewana for purchasing sandwiches for us. I think there's still some left in the fridge.
Yeah, sometimes when we do our Tampa conventions, we bring all the extra stuff back over here. So if you work Saturdays, it's a little bonus for you.
Yeah.
Are they still in the fridge?
Yeah, they are.
They're probably still good, right? We don't want people going home sick, right?
Maybe the jellyfish you might pass.
All right. Well, let's get going here on our deck. Leadership team, you know who we are. You just want to put that up there. Vision. I think it's important now to really take a few minutes and walk through our mission, and our core values again. What do we want to become? What do we want to become as an industry? You know, we've said the vision of Good Choice Preservation is to be recognized as the leading industry provider of quality property management services. So what is the number one thing that we do in property management? Everybody should have it right on the tip of their tongue. Come on, we do foreclosures, right? We do foreclosures. So we're in the default side of the business. So if someone, you have friends and they say, "What do you do for a living?" What do you tell them? What do you tell them, Melissa?
That we maintain foreclosed homes.
Right.
Clients.
What else would you say? Richard. What else do we?
I always tell everybody take care of foreclosed homes.
Right. So if we're taking care of foreclosed homes in the property management service, let's say this is the property management service, what's left? We have this piece of the pie. What's left? REO, but those are homes that are for sale. What's left? There's a whole property management side of the business. Who rents a home instead of purchasing? Who rents a home right now? Right? Not necessarily an apartment, but a home. Right? I'm not asking. I'm just saying. I'm just putting this out there. Someone manages that home, right? Whether it's the homeowner or a property management service, right? Anybody familiar with a big property management service, or maybe your landlord has a property management service, right? So those property management services, they have to get people to service their properties when the plumbing doesn't work, right? Who do you think they call? They could call us, but who are they calling right now? They're calling the local plumber, the local electrician, the local handyman, and they've got contracts and they've got people that in their Rolodex. Let's put it that way. I know I'm dating myself, but in their Rolodex, they've got people that they call, right? Why can't they call GCP? Because who do we deal with?
The site.
The electrician.
Who do we deal with? Vendors, right? We deal with vendors. So, and we've got great technology to be able to sort it all, to look at photos and everything, right? So when we say we're a leading industry of quality property management services, and what do we want to become? There's a whole nother huge market out there that we're going to start going after in property management, right? Because what is happening to our economy right now in the United States, at least from what we're being told? It's getting stronger. It's getting stronger. What about the housing market?
Foreclosures are down.
Foreclosures are going down, right? So just naturally for our business, if we just stay in default services, what does that mean?
We're not adjusting to the market.
We're not fully adjusted to the market, right?
It's just getting smaller.
It's just getting smaller, right? It's just getting smaller. It doesn't mean that GCP is doing bad. Can you just get to the scorecards real quick? Sure. You know, I've heard some rumors. I've heard some questions going around. Well, what's going on with GCP? We've had a number of people get let go. Is GCP in trouble? You know, what's going on? Who views these scorecards on a regular basis? Right? If you don't, we need to make them available to the office. This bottom line, this is our MCS scorecard. Florida 91, Georgia 96, New Jersey 86, New York 85, Massachusetts 82, Connecticut 89, Pennsylvania 82, Vermont 84. Looking for someone that's been here a long time. Gio, you've been here a long time. Is that a good scorecard?
That's a great scorecard. It's
Right.
an incredible scorecard, historically.
That's an awesome scorecard with MCS. And I talked to the VP of Vendor Management on number of levels of VP of Vendor Management, of operations, different levels at MCS all the time. And guess what we're not talking about? Our scorecard, right? Because this is a really, really good scorecard that we can be proud of. Ops getting in compliance, vendor management getting the work in on time, rehab checking bids and working to get things in on time. The night, what do you call each other? The Bass City guys over here, knocking stuff out at night, getting work done. Let's go to the next scorecard. This is our LPS scorecard. 95, 88, 66 in New Jersey, got a little bit of work to do there. 81, 95, 85, 88, 88. Mike, what is LPS saying when we get on the phone with them?
We're doing great, and if we get to 95 in the state of Florida, we get Georgia. How many of you guys know that we don't have Georgia anymore?
Right. So that's for LPS. So I wanted these scorecards up here just to let everybody know we're doing great. As far as our peers in the business, we're beating the competition. Gio and I had a long conversation with the vice president of vendor management at LPS or ServiceLink a couple weeks ago, and we got on the phone with them. We were talking to Scott, and he walked us through state by state as to where we are performing in regards to our peers. And as it came out, there was only one state that we were kind of in the middle of the pack. Every other state, we were crushing everybody. So let's say our score in the state of, was it New York? Let's take New York. We were like, what were we? We were an 85. Okay, the median score for that state was something like 67, 69. And we were an 85. And no one was close to us, and we had 33% of the volume. Right? It's huge. So I'm saying that because I want everybody to understand, and I want everybody to hear me clearly. We are doing very well as a company. Very well as a company. We're outperforming our competitors. We're the largest vendor for ServiceLink in the United States. We're the second largest vendor for MCS in the United States. It's just what you're seeing and what we're experiencing is a market shrinking, and we're trying to get a bigger piece of the pie. Now, one thing a company doesn't always do, just company-wide, is share its financials, because those things are private. But our revenue, year over year, hasn't it remained steady, Gio? As far as an overall, what the revenue number that we've been hitting year over year. And if you look at the default services and where delinquency rates are going, they're going down. But yet our revenue stayed up. And so, none of my senior team, what does that mean? If default services are going down and our revenue is staying up, what could you gather from that? What would that say to you? Gio's gonna cheat here and tell somebody. So for the sake of time, what that means is, as the market's shrinking, we've gained so much more of a piece of the pie because of our performance and our relationships with the vendors, right? If the market's shrinking and we're not doing well, we should be shrinking. Does that make sense to everybody? And so I don't want you just to hear my words in this. I want you to look at the data. We're a data-driven company. Does that make sense to everybody? I want to be transparent and let everybody know that our company is doing very, very well. I want to address, and I'm skipping over this, but I'm just going with what's on my mind right now. I want to address the server crash that we had on Thursday. Everybody aware of the server crash we had on Thursday, right? And if you are looking at that and maybe wondering, well, where is GCP going? We've had some layoffs. What happened? Why did we have a server crash? Is GCP in trouble? Okay, so we happen to have Richard, one of our IT guys here. We put that server up in 2010. Okay, so we have PreserveSoft and we have Great Plains. And everybody know what a server is? Maybe not everybody knows, but server is a piece of hardware that goes in a rack. If you open up this door, there's a bunch of servers in there, right? Our PreserveSoft server is not there, and our Great Plains server, which is our accounting software, it's where? Dallas? Houston or somewhere. We're on a tier 1 hosting environment through a company called Rackspace. Rackspace is such a high-level group that they are now managing Microsoft's servers. That's the kind of level that we bought into so that we could have quality server. Their guarantee to us is they're going to be up 99, or SLA 99.9. It just so happens that the 0.1% of the time, the only time it's ever crashed since 2010, is it crashed on a Wednesday afternoon. So what does that mean to us? I just want to talk everybody through so you know what that means to us. We pay our vendors electronically, right? Our vendors get automatic deposits, just like everybody here gets an automatic deposit for your paycheck, right? So that what has to happen for that is this. You have to go into our Great Plains software, which is our accounting software, which Chris and Yu Hong and the team overseen by Gio. and they go into the accounting software and they say, okay, here's what the vendors are gonna get paid, and they press a